What is the pro? We spoke about this last week, and we talked about the fact that Joe Biden, he hadn't gone down there. Has there been, there's a couple of reasons for that, but has there been any progress on that front?
Well, no, certainly Biden has no intention of going down there. There's been nothing to indicate that coming from the White House. And right now, I don't think politically that would fit his agenda. However, the administration is still responding. There is definitely a crisis on this border, even though the Biden White House won't use that word. So this morning, the chief of the Department of Homeland Security came out on one of the Sunday talk shows and said, the message is quite clear. Do not come. The border is closed. The border is secure. Now, why does he feel the need to be coming out so emphatically? Well, already this month alone, we're looking at 100,000 arrests or detentions on the border. 10,000 unaccompanied kids are being hosted by American authorities. So, and we're looking at potentially the highest surge in 20 years. There's a fear that there may be as many as 2 million migrants hitting the border this year alone. Now, the president himself, Joe Biden, said this week in his first TV interview, do not come. Because look, in essence, the Trump regime rolled back an entire system. This administration wants to rebuild the system, but as they say, more humanely. But what's in play right now is essentially the Trump system. But what's changed is two things. People in Central America see Biden as softer on immigration, and they're being told to head off and come now. And secondly, this administration just simply wasn't ready for the onslaught that they're facing, the deluge of immigrants.
And I would have thought that's just only going to continue, isn't it, Michael? And the fact remains that if he starts letting people in, then that will just provide something of an open ticket for people in Central America to give it a go.
Well, that's right. And that's why they're not letting people in. The only change is that the Biden administration won't put kids in cages, so-called, as the Trump administration did. That's the only change. Now, as a result, we've seen an upsurge in kids coming over, but individuals and families are turned around and sent back to Mexico. And indeed, President Biden gave the Mexican government surplus COVID vaccine doses this week, just to encourage the Mexican government to make sure they keep taking the families who are kicked out back into Mexico. And so that Mexico had just announced they've closed their border except for non-essential travel.
Yeah, I mean, the kids in cages, didn't that start in the Obama years? It might have even started in the George W. Bush years. So for our audience at home, this is not something that's just started quickly.
No, it's certainly not brand new, but certainly the attention that was brought to it under the Trump administration, and look, let's face it, the manner with which the Trump administration did it, it was meant to be a deterrent. And it was signaled as much by the Trump administration. The problem was, even in the Republican Party, a lot of Americans felt that with kids, some as young as 8 and 6, that's just not humane. And so that's one point on immigration that a lot of Americans agreed on. We can't keep putting kids in cages. So now they're trying to set up a system where Border Protection takes them, cycles them as quickly as they can, and then Health and Human Services, or essentially the Department of Families, takes them over
Michael,
until they can find adults that they can be sent to.
Sure.